And I think that's everything. Stick around. We got an awesome show lined up for you today. Shout out to the crew who makes this happen week in and week out. Sandy's Meows, it's Carolina Duh, Foxy Yoga, Easy, Paradox Show, Dragonate, Conwolf the Stowaway, Brokehawk the Chef, Fabiano, Patrizia, Johan, Matthias, I guess Matt, sometimes Matt. Matt every week, but this week. Follow all of our people. They all do cool stuff and are brilliant. And yeah, you should hang out with them in real life and at the WIP. I think that's everything. I think I've rambled long enough. I know Sinks is in the house. I believe his microphone works. And if it does, hop into the Polygonal Mind stuff while, oops, I got the guest list doc here. Sign the guest list and hop into the Polygonal Mind spot so we can check out what's going on while we hear their updates. So Sinks, if you can unmute, I'm going to pass it over to you and you can take it from here.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, sounds great.
All right, awesome. Yeah, we were also expecting Toxan, but I gotta say he's a free spirit, so it's impossible to control him. So he might appear, he might not. I know that he's going back home just now, so he might just jump in the middle of it. Alrighty, so we're here in the Polygonal Minds space at Hyperfy, and I guess I should give an intro on what Polygonal Mind is, and then we should jump into what Crypto Avatars is, right? So Polygonal Mind is a creative studio. We started doing metaverse things in, I believe, late 2018. That was the first time that we did something in Decentraland. And before that, we were also a creative studio doing 3D, but we were doing 3D for VR and also for mobile games. So the studio was already used to doing this kind of optimized art, low poly art. And the jump into the metaverse was really easy for us just because the kind of art was already the same thing that we were doing for years now. So as I said, we started about 4 years ago in the Mega Cube. I'm seeing in there, yeah, the Mega Cube, that's us. All right. So we started 4 years ago with Decentraland, but that's not the only place that we've been building. We try to stay platform agnostic, meaning that we try to learn and build in every single platform that we find. So, and one thing that we do is also deploying our Polygonal Mind spaces. That will be the headquarters that you're in right now. We try to deploy it in every single platform that we find. That's what we're trying to do. So what is Polygonal Mind? It's a creative studio doing metaverse experiences. Part of it's clients' work. We do this for businesses. So a couple of examples will be like starting from the most recent ones. We did an area in Decentraland for the Metaverse Fashion Week called Organic Origins. And just before that, we did the Doritos launch in Decentraland as well. In Sandbox, for example, we've done an activation again for Forbes. And also in the last summer, one cool one was an activation we did for Mountain Dew. That was pretty cool because they have an esports Call of Duty competition going on in New York City, I believe. And they wanted to live stream as well the competition, of course, as they do. But the new thing was that they were live streaming it into the metaverse. So we had a really big building for Mountain Dew with a bunch of big screens and a lot of people coming in to watch the match. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, we've been doing this for about 4 years now in the metaverse. And we're not only about doing experiences, doing environments and so on, but we're also about doing avatars. We do a little bit about everything that has to do with art. And the cool thing has been that the company has been growing a lot, even through the bear market, just because I guess we were doing the right thing, I suppose. And we were really lucky to have really good 3D artists and programmers. We try to push the boundaries straight ahead of the curve with everything that is possible to be done in the metaverse. And right now we're in Hyperfy. It's a platform that we're really hyped about. It's super cool to build in here. It's super easy, even for people that don't know how to do 3D modeling or programming. So I guess maybe we could take a look at the Polygonal Mind spaces in here and see what we have. It's a big building with a bunch of different things.
That sounds great. If y'all are in World, follow Sinks. He's the awesome leopard monkey.
I'm
Is that the correct term?
yeah, I don't know. The yellow wave. Yeah.
Yellow wave.
All right, so this is the main hall, and the Polygonal Mind. If you saw the logo, we like stuff that it's I don't want to say Illuminati, but that kind of vibe, that kind of thing, and that we have this phrase that we say, pyramidal gods are watching us, and you have in here a little cute cat with the phrase on it and so on. The tinfoil hat, I think it's called. So this is an avatar that you can just click on and you can equip it, and then you're gonna become that cat. All right. So this is the main hall, and this, as I said, this is a building that we try to deploy in as many places as possible. The one with the full functionalities and the games is in the central. Like, for example, we have this arcade game, and this was an arcade game that you could play in the central land, kind of like Space Invaders, I think it's called, something like that, Space Invaders. And in here we have the agenda, which now I'm seeing that we have to put up the April events that we're doing. But yeah, the end of March was pretty cool because we were deploying the newest Polygonal Mind spaces in a bunch of different places, and also just after that it was the Metaverse Fashion Week, which was also pretty big for us. And now we're working really hard on the Polygonal Mind side, on the Decentraland Pride, and we're doing a bunch of things that, of course, are not published yet, but they're gonna be really cool. Just like last year, we were also doing stuff for the Pride. What else? I saw in there in the chat people were talking about Megacube, and yeah, that's a game that we do yearly in Decentraland, although we're not close to doing it in other platforms. So that's a little bit of alpha in there. Like, we might jump into different platforms for this year's Megacube. We've done it twice. So this year's is Megacube 3. And what is Megacube? It's a game, it's a big cube, right? So the idea in here in Megacube is that you have 100 layers of a cube, and you have to mine through them to get rewards and get to the center of it, because at the end of it, drill the Megacube, exactly. So at the end of it, you get a really big reward. But along the way, throughout the layers, they're branded by sponsors or 3D artists in general. So you can win from currencies to NFTs, wearables, and other stuff in there. So that was pretty, all avatars as well. That was really cool. So yeah, Polygonal Mind is the main company, and as I said, we do experiences for businesses, but we also do our own thing. Like, we also do our own events. Even we have a physical event that we're planning to do again this year here in Spain, and we're doing a bunch of virtual stuff. On top of that, we've been always been about CC0, like trying to spread the word about how open source is also a valuable thing. Is something that a lot of people like. So I just remember, like, this is something quite big for us. Like, back in the day, like probably about when we were starting in the metaverse, doing our first steps in there, we had Toxam. Toxam is the CEO, and he's also a character artist. So he got himself on a challenge where he was making one avatar every single day. So that will be an optimized avatar with the rigging, with animations and so on, every single day for 100 days straight. So that was the first 100 avatar series, and that was completely open source CC0, and he got it, he put it in there, available for everybody in VR chat. And the cool thing is that VR chat noticed that they were really nice, easygoing, and so on. So I think back in those years, every single or almost every avatar was like more like anime and so on, and these were more easygoing. Just like you had avatars like cool banana, cool hot dog, like common things, really fun. So a lot of people have been using those. Like I believe they're used hundreds of thousands of times every single day. So we really believe in open source assets and making things that everybody can make use of. And we've been carrying that throughout the years. And just now, today, I believe we released our first CC0 environment, which is available both in GitHub and Sketchfab, and anybody can grab it. I think it's like a medieval kind of festival environment, so anybody can grab it, can make use of it, can brand it, can customize it however they want, and so on. Okay, so by the way, let me know if I'm talking a little bit too much, a little bit too little, and I'll adapt. Okay, so we're in the first floor, and in here, one funny thing, we have a few of the smaller versions of the buildings that we've been doing throughout the years. In here, like just in front of me, I have the Mountain Dew one that we did with the live stream of Call of Duty and so on. And in here on the top is the Doritos one. And this big cube is the Mega Cube, which, as I said, is a big cube with a lot of layers and a lot of people mining it for rewards. And it's crazy. People love it just because they're earning rewards, and some people are super crazy. It lasted for about 3 years or so. 3 days, sorry. And people were playing for 3 days straight. So yeah, there's some crazy people doing that. Okay, so in here we have a couple more examples of things that we've done. Creator Studios, Force, Mountain Dew, and so on. We can go in here. We have balcony kind of thing, where you can appreciate the whole environment with a few islands and so on. Yeah. And if we go to the last floor, the one on top, in here we have these doors in the center, and they're connecting to other projects that we have in there. In here, we still have to make it functional, so it goes to other works that we've done in here. And a funny thing is that there's a secret room in here. So if you just walk to the center, you'll appear in the secret room. So this was the end of the game that we had when we did the event of launching these spaces. And people were taking pictures in here, uploading it to Twitter and so on. So yeah, you have the small secret room for everybody that managed to complete the whole quest. And don't worry, there's an exit button in here in case you want to leave. So yeah, that's what we have. And as I said, like main things that we have that I can say for this year, we have the Pride event in the Central that we're running. Then on the summer we have our physical event called NFT Crossroads that is gonna happen in Valencia in Spain. And I can say that after summer we have the Mega Cube 3, which is gonna be really, really, really cool. It's gonna have not only one event but two. There's gonna be a pre-event for all the cube dust and for using the items that you got on Mega Cube 2. And then the actual Mega Cube 3 is gonna happen around Halloween, let's say. Okay. So we can exit the room. And yeah, that's Polygonal Mind. Polygonal Mind has been growing quite a lot over the years, especially for the past 2 years or so. Just to give you an idea, we were always a really, really small studio, about I want to say like 6-7 people, something like that, doing 3D assets for mobile games, VR games, metaverse platforms, and right now I believe Polygonal Mind is like 50 something like that. Most of them are 3D artists, and they're they're really, really, really working hard. So many projects coming, so many people want to have their first steps into the metaverse, and they're going with us. And we really like it because we're really seeing that even though we know it's the bear market and all that, it's actually building time market. Like uh, everybody knows that this is coming, this is gonna be big. You have to position yourself, you have to know what the metaverse is about. It's the new internet, it's the new social media, the new way to communicate, the new way to interact, to get together. So yeah, we're gonna be at the center of it as much as we can.
Dude, really awesome presentation and really appreciate the tour. I know you wanted to show off the crypto avatars build too, so now might be a cool time to drag everyone over there. And if there's anything you want to show us over there, you could show us, and we can have Paradox take a nice group shot over there as well.
Let's do it.